Hello and welcome back to another episode of We Ourselves. And today I want to talk about a new article in the Direct, which came out today, December 12th, 2023. And it's about a new Disney Plus show. MCU, new Black Panther Disney Plus show gets officially announced. And we'll come down and I just want to read a little bit of that. According to a Disney press release shared during the world premiere event for What If Season 2, the studio officially announced a new Black Panther-centric show for release on Disney Plus from Marvel Studio Animations. So what we're going to get is an animated show instead of a live show. Continuing on, the new series will be entitled Eyes on Wakanda, as confirmed by Marvel Studios head of streaming television and animation, Brad Winderbaum. And this is one of the paragraphs I really want to talk about. Eyes on Wakanda will feature warriors from the hidden African nation as they search the world for missing vibranium artifacts that are sure to be dangerous in the wrong hands. As noted in the press release, Eyes on Wakanda was revealed for the first time tonight. Throughout Wakandan history, brave warriors have been tasked to travel the world retrieving dangerous vibranium artifacts. This is their story. And it kind of reminds me of the opening for the Law and Order show. It ends with this saying that this is their story. For the time being, it's unclear if this series is separate from the Wakanda series being developed by Black Panther director Ryan Coogler, which was initially announced in February of 2021. And I've done other videos talking about that the news on that is not good. There's been no movement on it. But on the other hand, you can introduce a character like Echo in Hawkeye, tell us that you're going to do her show, and her show is being released. But yet, Wakanda, nothing. And again, it goes back to what I've said before about the lack of serious characterization and opportunity to spend time with the Black characters. We should have had a Wakanda show a long time ago. But I digress. Looking at the title and description of Eyes on Wakanda, it appears fans will get a chance to deep dive into the nation's inner workings as its soldiers travel across the world retrieving and recovering stolen native artifacts. The big problem with this, and Black Panther comic book fans have already stated this, I never stopped to ask, well, how did they get that artifact in the first Black Panther? Because unless this country was conquered or defeated, which is the biggest way in which artifacts from a country is scattered around the world because, their artifacts and their national treasures are stolen. The other way is if a civilization dies and then people come and unearth it and they pick over the remains and they cart off all their treasures that they find and stuff to their museums or to private collectors. The only other way is through Ulysses Claw. Even he escaped only because Wakandans helped him do it. So I have a problem with this, as do a lot of other people. Are you saying that Wakanda was conquered? Which they're probably not going to say, but the only other way for it to happen is either outside people are clever enough throughout history. Keep in mind, you're talking about technology outside of Wakanda being even less advanced than what you have in the current MCU timeline. Either they have found a way to penetrate Wakanda's security, which undermines the abilities of the Wakandans, or throughout history, you had other Wakandans actually work with outsiders, betraying their own nation and country to help other people gain these artifacts. Once again, you're undermining the very idea of Wakanda, Wakanda security, Wakanda power, Wakanda technology, and Wakanda ability to protect itself. And I talked about that in the Black Panther 2 video, where I talked about how the MCU has undermined the technology and the ability of the Wakandans. In fact, the video was called Wakanda Forever Compromised, because that's what they're doing. And it seems that this animated show is going to go along the same lines as picking away at the abilities of the Wakandans. And I don't think that's a good way to go. And then there's the other issue. They mentioned the Dora Milaje, but in the comic books, the Dora Milaje were not the ones that went outside of Wakandas. They only protected the throne. It was another group, a group of male warriors who went out and protected Wakanda beyond its borders. How many of us really think that Disney Plus, even though it's an animated show, are going to have these warriors be a group of male warriors? At best, you'll probably get a mixture, but I believe, and I think a lot of other people are assuming, that they're probably going to have them be Dora Milaje. Marvel might surprise us. I mean, the MCU might surprise us and not do that, but more than likely, they're not going to go with the male group. Maybe this was put out as a way to test the response I have a feeling that this is going to wave in the wind just like the live action Wakanda show, and you're never going to get any kind of start date, production date, and any kind of speculation on when the actual show is going to premiere. Like I said, they had Echo appear, they announced her show, and her show is coming out, and they did that all in that time frame where they were still talking about having a Wakanda show, which never happened. Maybe the animation side is a little different and they will follow through on it, but even if they follow through, what kind of compromises are the MCU going to do to Wakanda and Wakanda history and Wakanda canon that you see in the comic books? Anyway, that's my thoughts on this. As usual, like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in the next video.